Are you letting me go? Yeah. I'm still on the motorway, effectively. And it says Vola. It's interesting to have that signposted in quite that way. And here we are. It's an interesting lorry there. Gondhand? What a strange name. G-O-N-D-H. Oh, is it an R? Is it supposed to be an R or an H? It's really impossible to tell. Maybe it's Gondrand. G-O-N-D-R-A-N-D. Transloche e Logistica. Gondrand, yeah, Gondrand Italy. So it's on Polish registration plates, but it's got something called Gondrand.it. Strange. I've never seen that before. I'm sure I would remember it. Also a nice mistletoe up on the trees there. Not a leaf in sight, of course, even though it's April the 5th, because of the state of the weather. So, as you see, even though it's gone from like motorway gradually into a more urban dual carriageway kind of setting, discreetly and gradually. Some flyovers, some other dual carriageway popping in, and a bit of heaviness of traffic. One wants to be a bit alert in this situation. Quite interesting. There's the church in Wola. We're now next to not far from where I have the office, 16. If I were going to be on another day other than Friday, maybe it would still be worth going in, but I just think that it's just not going to be worth going in for an hour of sitting with people on Friday. I prefer to go home and just do something, because once I get going on it, there won't be anybody there after about half an hour more, and I'll probably have some emails to catch up on. I might as well do them at home. So I'll just go straight home. There you go. If anybody needs to see me, they can come and see me. Yeah. So, yeah. And then after a while, after a while, I started to download them rather than than buy them on CDs, the audiobooks. And I've got plenty still to listen to, which have been downloaded as MP3s. But Audible's got certain things to it that, that's very nice. Audible's got certain things about it that you wouldn't get off just an MP3. It's got certain depth to it, certain ways in which you can, certain rich aspects, I suppose is what you might call it, rich content that you don't just get off an MP3, like the ability to bookmark, etc., to change the speeds, and certain rich aspects, I suppose is what you might call it, rich content that you don't just get off an MP3, like the ability to bookmark, etc., to change the speeds, and it's got interesting aspects to it. And when we're talking about we're talking about that kind of value, and some of them are free anyway in Audible. Let's be quite clear. You can get some Audible things which are free, but also, to be honest with you, there's no future in just downloading free content if you're not willing to buy sometimes people's efforts. What talented voice actor are you going to get to do a recording of something that presumably you would like to listen to if you're not willing to stump up anything for them to do it? Yeah. Once Harold Goodman made to me very, very cogently the point that if people are going to be downloading all the Michel Thomas's courses, why ever would Hodder actually commission any more? They can't make a profit because people aren't downloading them at all. So whether that's really a justification for some of the kinds of prices that people have asked for certain kinds of courses, well, it's difficult. Maybe it's better for them to really try selling them to a larger public by wanting a bit less money and doing it through some things like the Audible system. You get obviously more money by selling something to hundreds and hundreds of people for a lower price than to a dozen people for a higher price per country, let's say. But still, I prefer to have got the copy, and as long as you remember, you've got your library there, and even if you downgrade the membership to a lower level of membership, well, it means you still don't get the same cheapness of the new purchases. The old ones are always there, guaranteed for you, held in a library for you. So you can access it from the cloud from anywhere that you just log in with your email that you've used for it and the email address and your password. You can pretty much use it from any device, and you can also transfer it to certain Audible ready MP3 players that you can walk around with if you don't want to be listening to it on your telephone or e-reader. I mean, there are e-readers, there are telephones. I mean, I've got a Kobo Arc, that's Audible, completely Audible ready. The Samsung Android has absolutely got a perfectly fully functional Audible app. Or of course a normal computer or a number of MP3 players. There's a whole series of devices that will work with it. So I personally am going to give that a full and unbridled recommendation, as probably the best way I've found yet of listening to not the cheapest, of course, because there's a cheaper way, but it's not a way with any future in it. Oh dear, I'm not in the right place at all, am I? Need to be in that lane, not that lane. You see, seeing that I'm in this situation behind him, this guy could ease himself forward just a couple of centimetres to enable me to... Ah, that's okay, he's doing it now. Subaru. I've never driven a Subaru. I wonder what they're like. Looks like a shoal of sharks, symmetrical sharks. I don't know what... I suppose it's maybe stars or something, but I don't really know much about it. Whether it's a really nice car or not. But it looks all right, doesn't it? There's always a few of them out there on the roads. I've never really taken much of an interest in it, but maybe it's a really nice mark. I don't know. If anybody reckons Subaru highly or lowly, or has anything to say about Subaru, by all means, talk about it in the comments, or anything else that you want. I mean, you know me, I don't restrict commentary at all. If you want to talk about any of the topics, you're very welcome to do so in the comments. And I really like it when the comments area becomes really nice and rich. The only thing I like more than that is, well, I mean, I like to have lots of discussions in the comments. Of course, really interesting multi-party discussions with lots of people talking, joining a conversation, isn't very easy within YouTube because it doesn't thread very well. And that's one of the reasons why, okay, I'm hoping one day, and I need to get my finger out and actually go back and put more of the old ones up, because I've only got about the first 100 videos I did are actually on it, but I should start doing more. That would be a good way of spending some of this weekend. Of getting onto Hooliganov TV, all of my films from this channel, Usenet Post channel, and the reason why is that they're actually all set out in not in playlists, but in categories. They're all categorised in much more precise ways than there's possible here. It's possible to do playlists here, of course, but there you can see them all out with the descriptions underneath it, and I can add more levels of description, say a bit more. I'm not limited. You wouldn't be limited in the comments. You can say all you like. You don't have to worry about a cut-off. You can write a whole screed if you want. You can write a book on it if you want. And on WordPress, which is what's powering Hooliganov.tv. So that's why eventually I'll have as much of it over there as possible, and you'll be able to find things more easily by searching through categories on there, and you'll be able to comment and discuss without any limitations. W1 Emily, that's interesting. Obviously the person must be Emily, maybe that's Emilia, which is the Polish version of Emily. Right, that's me home, I think. I better turn off.
Yeah.